Welcome back to Grammar Fundamentals for the PSAT. This is Lesson 77, our final lesson. Here's a question that comes up all the time in writing. When do you spell a number out as words, and when do you write it as a numeral? 20 or 20? The choice isn't random. There are a few clear rules. Once you know them, you'll never second-guess a number again. Let's start with the everyday case. If a number can be written in 1 or 2 words, spell it out as words. 42 singers tried out. We waited 20 minutes. 42 is 2 words. 20 is 1 word, so both are written as letters, not digits. This covers the small round numbers up through 100. 1 or 2 words, spell it out. Now the flip side. If writing a number would take more than 2 words, use numerals, the digits. The arena holds 18,500 fans. Spelled out, that's a mouthful, so we write 18,500. And for very large round numbers, pair a numeral with the word million or billion. India passed 1.4 billion people. Some things always take numerals, no matter how short they are. Dates, like November 3rd, 1979. Money with cents, like $14.95, written 14.95. Exact times with AM or PM, like 6:40 in the evening, and percentages, like 12%. The same goes for addresses, room numbers, and page numbers. And here's the one rule to remember above all the rest. A number that begins a sentence is always spelled out, even when it would normally be a numeral. Don't write 20 students came as digit 2, digit 0. Write 20 students came with letters. A sentence should never open with a digit. One last touch. Stay consistent. If 2 numbers in a sentence are related, and one of them has to be a numeral, write them all as numerals so they match. Of the 230 entries, 35 won. Since 230 must be a numeral, we write 35 as a numeral too, even though 35 is short enough to spell out alone. Keep the related numbers looking alike. Let's try a few. In this first set, pick the version that writes its numbers correctly. Ask yourself, is it short enough for words, or does it belong in numerals? And watch the start of the sentence. Pause and try each one before I answer. 6 people were waiting in line. This number opens the sentence, so it must be spelled out, never a digit. And 6 is just 1 word, so we'd spell it out regardless. The second version starts with a digit, which we never do, so the answer is the first one. Percentages always take numerals, no matter how short the number sounds. So it's 75% with digits, not 75 spelled out. The first version writes it as words by mistake, so the answer is the second one. For a huge round number, we don't write out every 0. We pair a numeral with the word billion. 1.4 billion. The second version, with all those digits, is hard to read and not the standard, so the answer is the first one. 3 more. Same idea. Words for short numbers, numerals for the special cases and the longer ones. And keep related numbers consistent. Pause and try each one before I answer. 7 is a single, simple word, and it's nothing special like a date or a percentage, so we spell it out. The new library has 7 rooms. The second version uses a digit where words belong, so the answer is the first one. Here 2 numbers are related, 320 and 12. Since 320 has to be a numeral, the matching number must be a numeral too, so we write 12 not 12. So the answer is the second one. Street and house numbers always take numerals. So it's 1345 Wexford Road, with digits, not spelled out as words. The second version writes the address out longhand, which we never do. So the answer is the first one. Let's wrap up, and this time, let's wrap up the whole course. The number rules are simple. Spell out a number you can write in 1 or 2 words, and use numerals for the longer ones, and for dates, money, exact times, and percentages. Always spell out a number that begins a sentence, and keep related numbers in a sentence looking alike. And that is the very last lesson. You've worked all the way through grammar fundamentals for the PSAT, from subjects and verbs to commas and numbers. That's a real achievement. You now have the tools to read carefully, write clearly, and handle the grammar questions the test will throw at you. I'm proud of the work you've put in. Go show that test what you've got. Congratulations and great work.